Dear Mr. Charles Frazier, so I read your book, Cold Mountain, and I just wanted to express some of my grievances and things that I truly did like about the book. It was a beautifully written piece of text. The writing and just the way you describe things, I could see what was going on in my head. The metaphors and the quotes that you ingrained into the novel were absolutely beautiful. They made the book so much more alive. I also really liked your characterization. So there was Inman, and Inman was impressive. He was courageous. He was mysterious. And he was damaged yet strong. Those are all really awesome attributes. I mean, come on. If you met someone like that, you'd be like, whoa, you're so awesome. But no. Well, and this was in the beginning, because, I mean, as they progressed, obviously we got to learn more about them and all their problems and everything. But when we meet in the beginning, your first impression of her is that she's whiny. She's dull. She's infantile because she complains about every single thing. I mean, I know her father just died and everything, but come on. She's aggravating, and a lot of the time she's just plain sad. And as the book goes on, you learn more about them, and the characters grow because of the people they meet, the experiences they have, which of course is obvious. And I think what really made Ada a better person, a lot better, was Ruby. Ruby came in, and she was basically the foil to Ada, because she was everything Ada wasn't. She was strong. She was self-sufficient. She was basically a no-nonsense person, and she really sort of was the mother that Ada never had. And that was good because she taught Ada how to live without depending on everything and everyone, which was good. And then of course there were other characters like VZ, the goat woman, who else? Junior, who was he was not my favorite character in the book. He was probably my least favorite, along with Teague, because they were bad news all around. And VZ was just plain annoying. I mean, I know a lot of people were like, oh, he died. I mean, we kind of got to know him, and he was just an entertaining aspect, but he was just annoying. He goes and he tries to kill this lady because she's pregnant with his child, and he's a priest and everything. I mean, come on. I mean, he was a good addition to the story because he made Inman have to deal with something that he wasn't accustomed to, and like he allowed Inman the chance with human interactions. And another human interaction he had was with the goat woman, and her addition, it made Inman's progression from a sort of wounded soldier to a human being, because before he wasn't human, he was more masochistic because of all the things he experienced in the war. And by the time that he met the goat lady, she almost brought out in him the human instincts that he'd almost forgotten, which was a really nice aspect of it. Ada also met some characters along her journey. A character that she meets is Stodbrod, and Stodbrod is Ruby's father, of course, and she resents him, Ruby does. And I think Ada was trying to almost live through Ruby because she had lost her father, and she just really wanted Ruby to get another chance, and Ruby, of course, was like, I don't want anything to do with him. So your characterization was really good. I mean, in the beginning, of course, the characters, we didn't know them, and so Ada was annoying and all my other reasonings. But I feel as if Inman may have regressed and Ada progressed, because they almost flipped switches. Inman grew needier as time went on, and he met Ada again, and he just became this utter sap. And Ada was just like, go with the flow, I need to do what I need to do, where in the beginning she was completely dependent on whoever. Other literary elements that you used that really helped your book move along was your metaphors and your similes. They were perfect. Okay, writing isn't perfect because then it'd be boring, but they were just so well done. It made everything come to life. I'm a huge person for quotes. I love quotes because they make, although they're from someone else, they feel almost personal to me. And so when you're writing all these quotes in the book about music, about life, about just everything, it made me appreciate the book more. I've gone over the things that I really liked, and now I need to address things that I did not like at all. I mean, of course, I said I didn't like Ada, but the elephant in the room right here, you know it, I know it, the ending of the book. So, I brought in another person, my friend Kirsten, because she loves your book. Like, the ending, everything about it. And I did too, but the ending. So I'm going to bring in her, and we will have a sort of interview about our feelings.
Hi. This is Kirsten, and I would like to hear her reasonings behind why she loves it, because I just don't understand.
At first, when the book started, it was slow, but it was like good slow, and I kind of liked just the way that it was written, and it felt like it was kind of like flowy, you know?
I'm feeling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really just, I don't know. You just write very well, so thank you for that.
I can appreciate, but what about the ending? You have like a very fond image of the ending.
Well, okay, I don't want to give too much away because I'm sending you my own video, so I'm
yeah,
gonna hold off a little bit.
You can hold.
But I just appreciate the ending and the way that it's more like what might happen in real life, as opposed to like, I'm getting out of the shot, as opposed to like it being like a happily ever after type thing, if you know what I mean.
Well, I would feel the same if the first 400 pages were about him going and finding Ada and wanting to profess his love for her and marrying her. But no, he goes and he finds her and then he dies. What do you say about that? I know it's not a fairy tale ending, but come on, for a whole book.
You gotta spice things up sometimes, Alana.
Spice things up. What are we, the Spice Girls?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Charles Frazier was like the 5th unnamed Spice guy.
Do you hear that, Charles Frazier? Do you hear what she's saying about
It's a compliment.
Will you write a book about bursting into song? Maybe that'll help me out, because this spicing up thing you got going on here, it's not working out for me at all.
But you have to appreciate how much time he put into this, because it was a lot.
Yeah, 7 years is a lot of time. I mean, I really appreciate that because you put so much love and care into your writing, and it's so pretty, it's so beautiful. It really is. I applaud you for that. I really do, Charles Frazier. Yeah, see, thank you. And how you like brought in your great uncle and how you just took his story and you made it into so much more. I could never do that. I applaud you because that's a lot of research. I don't think I could. I could do that research. No, I couldn't do that research. I can't get past the ending. I just really can't. Charles Frazier, I don't know. It feels like you failed me.
You can't just look at the ending though. There's other stuff going on that you need to address. Throughout the other 449 pages.
Right? Okay. So I have to agree with Kirsten. So I'm gonna skedaddle her and go back to talking to you about my specific grievances.
So you've heard about how I feel about the ending, and I agree. I was a little harsh in the beginning. I was very harsh, but you know, I feel very strongly about this, and that's a good thing because it means that I enjoyed it. I bonded with the characters. You understand. You bond with these characters, and it's like they're real. They're not some fairy tale creatures, they're real. Especially the way you describe them. And so, when he dies at the end, it's like a slap in the face. It really is. And it just made me so angry. And I understand, I really do, as we were talking about earlier, about how you can't always have a fairy tale ending, and you really can't, because life doesn't work that way. Can't. And I hope you understand, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's complaining about this, and I'm sure you're just sitting there going, I messed them up. They're just so angry at me. I'm just so amazing. And I'm sure you're not thinking about it this way, but this is how I'm interpreting your sudden bam of reality that you've created. And I understand you need to keep it interesting, and you really did. We weren't expecting that. I mean, throughout the whole book, he could have died hundreds of times, but he didn't. And then suddenly he does, and it does give it a zap of excitement, which I understand you need to do, but I don't know, it ruined the ending for me. Despite the ending, it was a really good book, and although it may not go on my whole, oh, I love this book so much, it'll go on my remember list, because it really is one of the best piece of works that I've ever read. Because although it was slow in the beginning, and at the end it was just a conundrum of things, a plethora of just blah, the writing and just the way you put so much time and effort into this, it really just made the book so far better than if you hadn't put all your time. You put so much love into it, as I said earlier, and it just really made it amazing. So despite the ending, despite all my grievances about Ada and the characters, like BZ and Junior and the little stuff you had going on, some parts, it really was just a truly rewarding book, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Charles Frazier, for listening to my open letter and considering all the things that I've been saying. Bye!
These on is doing? Like, don't always just stop recording.
Wait, what are you doing?